Toyota GR Supra Manual 2023 Long-Term Test. Why we ran it, to find out how much a good 3-pedal gearbox can improve a modern sports car with a classic flavor. Life with a GR Supra, Month 3. Straight 6, stick shift, tidy dynamics, what's not to like? We found out over 3 months. Sometimes, just occasionally, you can see why manual gearboxes are an endangered species. Take my first few miles in the Toyota GR Supra, along traffic-snarled 20 miles per hour. Having previously gone several months driving cars that only featured 2 pedals, my initial running was a little on the jerky side. Having to constantly shuffle the gears was, quite honestly, a bit of a faff, and the somewhat firm mechanism made for some juddery moments before my muscle memory kicked in. Frankly, in the sort of driving most of us do every day, you can see why people increasingly pick automatics. Don't worry, such thoughts didn't last long. Because once I'd readjusted to the art of the manual and escaped London's urban sprawl, it took just a few hundred meters of B-road driving to remind me why such gearboxes are so beloved, and to be particularly grateful that they're clearly so beloved within the highest reaches of Toyota. This is a manufacturer, after all, that could happily focus on its CVT-driven hybrids and single-gear EVs, yet persists in developing performance cars with gloriously charismatic stick shifts. Heck, it's currently developing a manual box for future performance EVs, despite almost gleefully acknowledging that it's essentially pointless. The manual that Toyota has developed for the GR Supra definitely isn't pointless. Right from the moment the project was signed off, it was always a key part of the firm's plans to elevate this 5th generation of the 2-seater beyond its occasionally controversial, shared BMW underpinnings. And it was prepared to wait until it had it sorted, so while it drives a BMW 335 brake horsepower 3.0 turbocharged straight 6, this manual is a pure Toyota concoction, developed in conjunction with ZF. It was worth the effort. Once you have adjusted to it, the throw is good and the clutch isn't too heavy, while the short stick is easy to find, and satisfyingly analog to hold. What's more, it gives you the freedom to extract the performance and pleasing soundtrack from that BMW engine. It's the freedom you just don't get with an automatic, and it makes the GR Supra satisfying and engaging to drive. The addition of the manual box isn't strictly transformative to the GR Supra, but, combined with the other dynamic changes, new power steering, and recalibrated adaptive dampers, and anti-roll bar bushes, it certainly makes it feel more like a true Toyota than a reworked BMW Z4. Now, some of the criticism Toyota received for the GR Supra being so clearly based on a BMW platform has also felt exaggerated to me. I mean, BMW's iDrive infotainment is a clear step ahead of the infotainment Toyota offered at the time of this car's launch, so why do some people seem bothered that it's offered, in reskin form, in the GR Supra? But I digress. My point is that in this latest form, the Supra feels more like the car Toyota wanted it to be, an analog, back-to-basics 2-seat Grand Tourer. Now, living with a GR Supra does involve some compromises: a small boot, no seats in the back for the kids, limited rear visibility, and an average fuel economy dangerously close to 30 miles per gallon, to name a few. The interior is more than comfortable enough for long journeys, but getting in and out can be somewhat inelegant, especially if someone has parked a bit close to you, and the wide doors become an issue. It's a little no frills, too, especially because we specified ours in largely basic spec. The premium red paint was our only option. But really, who needs a premium stereo when you have a straight 6 that you can happily rev without an automatic gearbox getting in the way? It's a trade-off we happily made. And that's the appeal to the GR Supra. Like many sports cars, it's a car that requires some compromise, but for every concession you do make, there's a reward. The compromise that comes in certain driving conditions with that manual box is rewarded when you perfectly time that second to third gear shift on a B road. The limited boot space means less weight and size, so better handling. Heck, Matt Saunders fiddled with the tire pressures a bit during his time with the Supra, and the compromise of slightly more road noise was repaid with cornering feel. Crucially, though, even though the GR Supra asks you to make those compromises, unlike many two-seaters it still happily functions as a daily driver, so long as you know what you're getting into. And it sits in a junior GT market, with few direct rivals, but plenty of appeal. This still isn't quite the Supra we really dreamed of when Toyota announced the model's relaunch, but then modern-day economics means that cars simply couldn't exist. In all common sense, given Toyota's size and scope as a mass-market mainstream brand pushing forward with electrification, this GR Supra perhaps shouldn't exist. But we're very glad it does, especially in manual form. Well, that's a little picture, or a little opinion, that we can summarize. What do you think? This opinion doesn't mean anything, just a little experience in testing, in running it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share for other latest video updates. Thank you.